Magomed Ankalaev is the new UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. He just beat Alex Pereira in a unanimous decision. It was an absolutely crazy fight. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time I was watching it. I honestly thought it was a great fight. It was a bit slow at times, but all around it was an amazing fight, and I can't believe we have a new champion. Now going into this fight, round one was clearly I gave that to Alex Pereira. I thought Alex Pereira did enough to win that round. I thought he was doing well with the calf kicks. He was good at keeping his distance and chipping away at Ankalaev's legs. But then going into the second round, Ankalaev was so smart because throughout the whole fight, and I realized this a lot with kickboxers or people who come from a kickboxing background, is that when they're being pushed back by their opponents, they usually have a hard time landing shots. This happened a lot with Alex when he fought Khalil Rountree. Whenever these kickboxers fight someone who pushes them back, fight someone who doesn't allow them to advance against them, they kind of like lose the momentum. They have a hard time landing clean shots. We saw Izzy struggle with Sean Strickland because Sean Strickland was just pushing Izzy back the whole fight. We saw him have the same struggle. Izzy had the same issue with DDP. He struggled with that a little bit. He also, in the DDP fight, to be fair, it wasn't as bad, but he still struggled with that. And we saw that in his most recent Izzy fight, where he was kind of being pushed back by his opponent, and eventually it led to him being knocked out. It was very interesting to see Ankalaev do the same thing, and it worked. It's very effective. I don't know why the kickboxing style is very ineffective to a style that just pushes forward. Ankalaev is standing with Alex for majority of the fight, and he was doing so well. He almost knocked out Alex in the second round. That guy almost put Alex to sleep, one of the best strikers on the planet. He almost put him to sleep in the second round. He was saved by the bell. It was actually such an amazing performance. So to get back to the fight, during the second round, they fought Ankalaev, Big Ank. He was putting the pressure on Alex. I don't know. I don't want to say Alex kind of seemed off. I would have to credit Ankalaev for making Alex not strike as much. It felt like it wasn't until round 5, maybe round 4 a little bit, where Alex, was really starting to pick up the pace. But for the first 3 rounds, he really wasn't doing much. It was like he was playing a waiting game, waiting for the right time to strike, which is not wrong, but it just felt like the whole fight he was being pushed back to Ankalaev. Credit to him for doing that, because it really played out to his favor. We saw Ankalaev land really good shots the second round, and during the last, I want to say 20 seconds of the round, he got hit with a clean shot and almost got put to sleep, but was saved by the bell. Going into the third round, it was very close from both fighters. Credit to Alex for recovering from the second round. He did an amazing job recovering and just keep fighting, keeping it up. He did a little bit more this round compared to his first 2 rounds. Like I said, kickboxers have these problems where whenever they get pressured by their opponent, they have a hard time landing. And we saw that a lot in this fight when Alex was just being pressured by Ankalaev this whole time, and he just wasn't doing much throughout the full fight until the later rounds. He started picking up the pace a little bit more this round. It was a competitive round. I don't know who I would give it to. I wouldn't it could have gone either way, to be honest. During the 4th round, Ankalaev decided to shoot a couple takedowns. One thing I realized about this fight, and I said this in my last video, I said, which I was wrong. I will only come out clean and say that I was wrong. I said that if Ankalaev chose to strike with Alex and chose to have an ego to go in and one strike with Alex to prove he's a better striker, he would go in and get knocked out. I stand corrected. The guy went in with one of the greatest strikers to ever do it, if not the greatest. Depending on who you ask, they would argue that Alex Pereira might be the greatest striker to ever step toe in the octagon. And this guy outstruck him, almost knocked him out clean. This big, I really don't see anyone who could beat Ankalaev in the future if Alex doesn't get the rematch, or if Alex doesn't beat him in the rematch. But that's besides the point. In the 4th round, he wrestled him for a little bit. He got some cage control. They stayed on the cage. Ankalaev stayed trying to control him until the referee split him apart, and then they got back to it. I don't remember much from the 4th round in terms of the striking department. I do remember that Ankalaev was able to get some cage control, giving him a little bit of that edge. Going into the 5th round, however, I gotta be honest with you, I do think Alex won the 5th. He went in the 5th round. He landed some really good shots. For the first time in the fight, it felt like he was actually pushing a little bit forward. Like I said, just kickboxers kind of have, from what I've seen anyways, kickboxers have this issue where whenever they get pressured, maybe it's just Alex and Izzy, since they come from a similar background, but they have this thing where whenever they were pressured, Whenever you get pressured, it kind of just like disrupts the rhythm, disrupts our flow state. We've never seen any of Alex's previous opponents do this to him. He's usually the one who walks his opponents down. From the judge's perspective, when Alex is walking down his opponents, it looks like he's biting on the mouth guard. He kind of has that dominant stand. But this time around, that wasn't the case. Ankalaev was like really pushing the pace. He was really setting the tone of the fight, and it started from the first and even till the end. Even though Alex Pereira was kind of opposing his will a little bit in the fifth, he was still not doing like as much as you'd expect from Alex Pereira. So in the fifth round, we saw a more competitive Alex Pereira, pick up the pace, really land some clean shots. And then towards the end of the round, Ankalaev lands a shot, lands a takedown, brings Alex to the cage, and then that fight ends with both of them fighting for takedown control. After fight ended, the judges gave Ankalaev a unanimous decision, winning him the world title. I don't think it was unanimous. I really do think it was split. I do think that round 2 was pretty obviously to Ankalaev. Round 4, I would give it to Ankalaev, and then I could see how the judges would give round 5 to Ankalaev as well. I just don't see him. I don't see how it was a unanimous decision. I thought it'd be pretty clear that it was split. But regardless, congratulations to Ankalaev. I'm just surprised he was able to stand with Alex. Like, I didn't think anyone would be able to stand with Alex, let alone Ankalaev, who isn't known to have like craziest. But actually, I shouldn't say that. He did knock out Johnny Walker. But it's just like, I don't know. I did not see that coming. I really didn't see someone almost shut down Alex. It said, like, Izzy, that makes sense, right? I can get the Izzy thing, because Alex is cutting lots of weight to get down to middleweight. Once he saw that Izzy was backed up against the cage, it was like he kind of put on that pressure, which was a mistake that caused him to get knocked out. But for Ankalaev to put on the pace against Alex and to win in the striking department, almost putting him out, was interesting to see. Yeah, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is the end of Alex Pereira? Do you think this is the end of the line for him, or do you think he has a chance at getting a rematch and at winning the title back? Do you think that the reason Alex Pereira lost was because Ankalaev was able to implement a good plan on pushing Alex back the whole fight? I really think him pushing Alex back and kind of forcing Alex out of his flow state was the reason why he was able to score the dub. And I really hope this is not the end of Alex Pereira. It's going to be very interesting to see what Ankalaev does from here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.